Hello everyone, Vincent here from HDTV Test here. In case you're wondering why I'm dressing like I'm getting married again, the reason is because remember that scene in the Matrix 1999 movie where Morpheus took Keanu Reeves or Neo into the desert of the real world for the very first time, where Keanu presumably learned all these killer moves to be used in John Wick and John Wick 2. Remember that scene? Right. Keanu Reeves or Neo at that time, he had a mental image projection of himself, and this is basically my residual image. And I'm not talking about the propensity for image retention or screen burn on self-emissive displays like plasmas and OLEDs either. So I'm going to catch a train down to London in a couple of hours time to attend the Pocket Lint Awards. But before doing that, what I wanted to do was to do a quick video to show the broken HDR video playback on the Microsoft Xbox One X console. So last night, I fired up the console to try and do some in-depth comparison between the picture quality that is sent from the Xbox One X versus a dedicated 4K Blu-ray player like the Panasonic UB900 or the Oppo 203. But upon looking at the image, the HDR video output is so bad, it is absolutely fundamentally broken that any comparison would just be futile. The results would be so embarrassing. It's just going to be like me entering a sex marathon and coming last. But what I'm going to do in this video is to show you the differences, and the good news is that Microsoft is aware of this issue and a fix is on its way, but more on that later. But what I'm going to do is to take this opportunity to use this setup to show you the differences and why the Xbox One X is doing it wrong. So here I have two Samsung 49-inch Q7F QLED TVs, and they are receiving the sources of the same movie from a Panasonic UB900 4K Blu-ray player on the screen on your left. So the Panasonic UB900, I always respect it as the best HDR10 4K Blu-ray player in terms of their cleanliness, in terms of their video processing, in terms of their chroma upsampling. Whereas the screen on your right here is actually displaying from an Xbox One X. And I'm playing Power Rangers here, and it is really fortunate that I still have my two copies of Power Rangers. I absolutely love this movie. It's good that I cherish it so much that I didn't eventually sell them on eBay, which made this comparison possible. So two copies of Power Rangers into separate 4K Blu-ray players, one the Xbox One X and the other one the Panasonic UB900. Maybe you can already see from the camera that the image on your right here, which is displaying it from the Xbox One X, is already slightly washed out compared to the image that is presented by the Panasonic UB900. But it is relatively bright, and let's go into a dark room where I can show you more of the differences. So the first scene here is a relatively dark scene from the movie Power Rangers. Go, go! And what you can see is that the screen on your left is rendering the image correctly with inky blacks and just the right amount of shadow detail, and that is coming from the Panasonic UB900 4K Blu-ray player. The screen on your right, which is displaying the scene from an Xbox One X console, is very washed out, and the reason is because of this really elevated black level. You can see that the top and bottom bars are not even black anymore, they are actually grayish, and this basically just wash out the entire image. It just robs the image of any vibrance. Obviously the shadow detail are much clearer, but not all shadow detail should be visible anyway. And in terms of the correct output, the Panasonic UB900 is outputting it correctly. Next, we have this relatively bright scene again from Power Rangers, and the screen on your left is presenting the image accurately in terms of the luminance and the colors, whereas the screen on your right, maybe the difference is not as stark as what we saw in the dark scene, but in this bright scene, what I can say is that it looks more washed out, and even the top and bottom letterbox bars, if you watch in a pitch black room, you can still work out that they are not inky black, they are actually more a floating level of gray compared with the screen on your left, which is rendering the black bars in as deep a black as this QLED can manage. And it is not only the 4K Blu-ray side of things that is broken for HDR video. I fired up Netflix, and here I'm playing the opening scene from season 2 of Stranger Things, and the screen on your left is playing it through the internal Netflix app on the Samsung Q7F QLED TV, whereas the screen on your right is playing it from the Xbox Netflix app. So again, you can clearly see that the picture is washed out on the screen on your right here that is being sent from the Xbox One X. There is just a general haze of gray covering the entire screen, causing the blacks to look raised. So the good news is Microsoft has acknowledged these issues. This is a tweet from their Vice Corporate President of Xbox gaming platform saying that a fix should be arriving in a few days' time. And certainly some beta testers have been testing a beta update that will restore the inky blacks from the HDR video output of the Xbox One X. So maybe by the time you watch this video, the fix is already out and you are going to be able to enjoy the goodness of HDR10 video again. If you found this video useful, please click the like button and subscribe to the HDTV Test YouTube channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.